She was 4 years old, and she said he would tie my hands and my feet, and he would do horrible things to me.
It was just miserable for my children, it was miserable for me. When I attended school functions, I would go into the bathroom and drink.
I started using meth. My father still uses. My sister, she still uses. She's had her children taken away from her. Whenever I was 12 years old, or 13 years old, I started using marijuana. My parents used to blow at my face when I was a baby, and I was real young to put me to sleep.
I'm raising my granddaughter Corbeth. I've adopted her. My daughter Chandra was bipolar. She was not able to take care of Corbeth.
Alcohol was a awful drug for me, and I don't distinguish alcohol from any other drug. It very much is a drug for me.
My granddaughter was living with a man. She was 4 years old, and he was abusing her.
It is so crazy because some days, say if my son has a seizure, then everything is focused on him, and I have to be at the hospital or take him to a medical appointment, and then now I have the baby who has his own medical appointments.
I started suffering blackouts. I used the alcohol to suppress withdrawal symptoms from the narcotics.
And I said, "Can you just tell me?" And she said, he would tie my hands and my feet, and he would do horrible things to me.
When people come to us, they're broken. Spiritually and emotionally, psychologically. And we try to help them to become whole as much as we can.
It ended up getting me taken out of my home by the sheriffs, ended up getting me trips to the hospital repeatedly, till finally I ended up at the Jim Gilmore Treatment Center, where I got some hope, basically.
What was a great help for Corbeth was going to the Children's Advocacy Center and being able to talk about the sexual abuse in the beginning, and then coming forward over time to where we are now and being able to start that healing process.
When an illness cycles one generation after another without anything stopping it, it's like a large boulder rolling down a hill, and it just keeps destroying more and more as it continues to roll.
My mother, my father used methamphetamines and marijuana. They was always fighting all the time. They had a real abusive relationship.
You know, when kids are little, they don't say, gee, you know, when I grow up I want to be a meth addict, or I want to be a coke addict, or I want to be an alcoholic. You know, they often will say, I definitely don't want to do that, yet they find themselves in that situation later.
When I turned 26, I started using meth, and I was using marijuana also, and the addiction gradually got worse and worse and worse, to the point to where I was in the court systems.
I guess when I got sober, I saw what I never saw before, that I really wasn't a good parent. I really wasn't there when I should have been there. I never saw that when I was using.
Just time for me to break the cycle, because if I don't break it, then my daughter will be a user, her daughter, or her son, her children. So it's got to stop somewhere, and hopefully it stops with me.
Well, the Community Healing Centers is a network of programs that provide the treatment and the introduction to the recovery community that people need, and they're located all over the region.
And these are our community members, and we're here to help them become good, functioning human beings again. That's our goal.
I started going to this group at the guidance clinic 7 years ago because I felt that I needed the support. It's other caregivers of children, of sexually abused children, and we go there. We have different topics that we talk about.
Early intervention is helping me to be a stronger parent, to be a better parent, and to help me cope with having special needs children.
I go to intensive outpatient program. They give us the tools to use, to teach us not to use.
CPS referred me to the Parents as Partners program, and I have a counselor that comes to my house and visits with me and talks to me and stuff.
The treatment center helped me get sober and helped me get my life back, and I very much learned that I cannot drink anything, have any substances. It's total abstinence or nothing.
It makes me feel good to have help like that, because I know that there's other people out there who are willing to help me with my kid, and this doesn't make me feel as like low about not knowing how to do that kind of stuff.
And the great and wonderful thing that the Healing Center has done for me is showed me that there is hope toward my future, that there is a future.
It's given me hope that, you know, there's someone out there who cares, and I'm being directed in the right path to advocate for my children.
They've just been there and said, you know, let's just keep trying. And I don't know what we would have done without them. They've just been there for us.
It's just time for me to break the cycle. It's got to stop somewhere. And hopefully it stops with me.